Hi, my name is Theodore Cottingham, and I'm suggesting a new way to live. I'm suggesting that we are not who we. I am suggesting that we are not who we have taught ourselves to be. Man has taught us that we're a creation of God, mostly, or an evolved creature, something separate from each other, separate from God, separate from the powers of creation. I suggest to you that originally we are a race of mothers, conceivers, with a womb for love, to conceive love. And the words of love are the seed. There's just more to the story. Isn't there? Do you really need the God story to allude to be who you really are? What if the idea that no one has seen God because what God is you, but you don't know it. You don't know you don't know that you wear the face of God, so you think you wear the face of you in separation when you were the creator of you. You and the creator being one. Jesus said, I and my Father are one. But of course, that was a patriarchal system governing all the canonization of those words. And don't for a moment think many weren't revised to suit them and their purposes. We are a creation of love. And we create love, or we can. For we are not powerless. And the love of dogma is going bye-bye. I have become a simple me. I have birthed my word. I have become my word in flesh. My word drives me not. My word delivers me from you who deliver separation to each other. I am creation, creating again. I am the father, the mother. The word has flowed through me. I have channeled it and become what it is. So I have not limited myself to me and flesh. I'm limited to my word, not because my word does not limit me. I establish new realms of peace, new planets. I go to now and do new things with new people. I am a common man, religious no more, needing the religious story. I am simply Two Shoes Cottingham, a man of love. Nurtured me? I did. I have. Given the words to you? I have. Recorded them, explained them, recorded them, explained them, written about them for years. And I go now and I do my truth. And my truth is not dependent upon you or any Bible. My truth is love. My truth is not God dependent or dependent upon a God or a source of love that critiques me, condemns me, keeps record of wrongs, visits my shortcomings to my children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I know what love is now. And I'm not trying to impress you or anyone else. I'm a simple old guy in most people's sight. 73 this year. I love you, and I speak of law, not I speak of love. I have taught you Meonics. I go now and fashion a framework, not, but for you to pull yours down, that you have existed in the limitations of yours. I have given you Meonics to propel you, to seed you, so that you are the seed. And the seed comes forth. The seed flows. For truth is a flow. It is not stagnant. And I love you. If you want to be a part of what I am doing, a part of me, a part of my life, flow my words. Learn things you never imagined you could know. Becoming ineffable, not, or will you have the words that provide the efficacy you seek? The effectual prayer of a righteous man no more, but a woman in labor no more conceiving flesh. For the womb of life will be open now of love. Pure light joy. No hierarchy. No patriarchy around. For it shall be established in my words, and I have given you my covenant. I've given you my covenant, my Bible, my life, my love, the words that have fashioned me, that I have become my words of. For 21 years, most of the time, I have recorded, written, spoken, taught, offered multiple seminars, multiple conferences, most of them free. And still, when I charged, I let everyone come who said they had no money. Or conveniently simply chose to come. and never registered. I'm going to a place I don't need money, medicine, material means of existence, for I have my word. I am my word. I am an energy, a propagation system. I am loving two shoes Cottingham, describing a force of love, a source of, that you can flow through your lips to change your lives into one and share the mind of God, the mind of love. Let's make the distinction. Pure love, light, unconditional love. You can share the mind of love. You plug into it. Or do you get a download day by day where you write, where you channel, where words no longer use you to defeat you? You begin to be able to think with patterns of light that dissociate you from division and divisiveness. You use the same words, you have the same vocabulary, but you begin using it a different way because a different energy sources you not to be it. But you avail yourself, you surrender to channel a different energy, an energy that you accept yourself, where you let your words come forth, words that you've used before to condemn you. Because you didn't have the answers, you didn't have the questions, you didn't have the confidence. You were so fearful. So little in your own sight. Thinking God, the ineffable, the unknowable, the mystique, the mystery of Christ, the unlimited God, and you're a peon, you're a peasant, and no matter what you do, all of your righteousness is filthy rags. Oh my, the things we have been taught. I trash most of what I've been taught. Not, I render it powerless in my life. And I see the love of one now. I see the sharing of the mind of God, the mind of unconditional love, the mind, the consciousness, the creation. We were designed to be creators. But let's not be shallow. Let's continue to investigate, examine. What does that mean? What are the ramifications? Is there a better way to say this? We were designed to be creators. We were designed to be future creators. What if we are creators? and don't know it? What if we are a race of creators, born, birth, created, creators created to create creation again, instead of sitting down here on this planet worshiping a theory, content with a complacency, thinking we must die, when all the time we have the ability, the capacity, the opportunity to create all of creation all over again. You creating creation all over again on another planet. You creating the planet too. The planet, the substance of the planet that the planet is formed by. Your mind. Your mind. Your mind. Your mind that you look at. Do you see it? No, you don't see it. You don't see the voice. You don't see the power. You don't see the waves, the microwaves, the gamma rays, the infrared rays, the spectrum of energy. We just visualize a tiny space of the energy spectrum, and we limit each other. And we tear each other's wings off. We debase each other. And every time we debase another person, we hurt ourselves. Because we are all connected, interconnected, interwoven into a fabric of space-time? No. How about a network? A network. The network of the mind, the universal consciousness, a creation of power, a creation to create creations. So many people think they yearn to have a baby, have a child, be a father, mother, to create creation and propagate humanity, populate the earth. Reproduce themselves. Cuddle that which came through them. But what if flesh, people, our race, humanity, what if flesh is not all that it's cracked up to be? Or let's ask a different way. What if it's completely different than what we have perceived it as? What if? Will you with me ask, what if? What if the Creator is me? Will you ask that? When you brush your teeth? Comb your hair? Check to see if your nose needs powder? What if flesh has limited flesh? Humanity has limited humanity. The human form, the image has limited the image. Ask the right questions. Ask the right questions and keep asking them. Ask harder and harder questions. Investigate, examine, do your due diligence, inquire, cultivate your curiosity instead of accepting the authority of God's word. The whole idea of the new covenant, the new and everlasting covenant. Do you know? Have you studied it? Have you investigated it? How many covenants are there? And why is there a covenant at all? Why was there a covenant with Abraham? I'm not going to give you all the answers. You form the word. You form your own. If you want to short circuit the process, you can try to take a scalpel and help the butterfly come out of the chrysalis. It won't work. It won't form right if you short circuit the process. Humanity wants to short circuit the process. Humanity is taught to short circuit the process. Humanity teaches each other to exalt those who will dupe us. Create us as servants, servants of their theory, servants of their Bible, their book. Preach servant leadership, dedication to a building that they designate, demand that you revere, call it a house of God. My friend, God, the demander, commander, critiquer, condemner, that formed a hell, keeps a record of your wrongs, may live in a house in four walls made with hands, but love does not. Pure original source love does not live in a house made with hands. So it's time we differentiate a lot of things that we used to think one word applied and was defined as such and such. But my friend, you are now delineating those nuances, defining, redefining. If you're me, if you're love, if you'll come into love, will you channel love? If you ask for a fish, will love give you a stone? Love won't. Unconditional love won't. But the reply of conditional love might be, well, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Who do you think you are? It's all predicated upon preconceived conditions. Religion is all about the preconception, the preconditions, the conditions, the requirements. Continual, constant, consistent critique, condemnation. You're never enough. You're never enough. You're not even enough in your own eyes. You're always seeking more. More money, fame, acquisitions, houses, cars, lands, seeking something to satisfy because the flesh itself is insatiable. Yet you have the power to render your power of flesh powerless if you're willing to see the truth, receive the truth, nurture the unconditional truth of unconditional source love, a consciousness, a network a mind of people who have the mind, who develop the mind. Let this mind be in you, which was in Christ Jesus, who thought it not robbery to be equal with God. Redefining your life, are you willing to see you're the creator of you? Are you even open to the idea? Truth that you are not open to will not flow through you to correct you, because your arrogance will defeat it. See the power. What you want to believe, you construct mentally barriers around it. Like the angel keeping you out of the garden of creation, the Garden of Eden. See the allegory, understand metaphors, expand your vision and the scope of who you are, what you can do, where you can be. The seed is the word. Let us divide. Let us divide. Let us learn to differentiate unconditional love from love that poses as perfect unconditional love, but attaches a list of requirements. There is no condemnation in perfect love because there's no fear. There's no fear. Love teaches. Love learns. Love progresses. Love matures. Love flows. Conditional love stinks, because conditional love doesn't flow. It's stagnant, putrid, self-centered, selfish, exalting its own self-exaltation, worshiping the worship of itself. It stinks. It's rampant. It's everywhere. But I'm just a radical old guy. But who was Jesus? So many people got into a movement of years ago asking, what would Jesus do? A lot of people have heard a lot of sermons about Jesus, the special person, the set apart, the only offspring of God, King, Redeemer. They don't often talk about the idea of Jesus, the rebel, the revolutionary, the radical, the revisionist, the reformer, the priest, the king, the educator, the leader, the pattern. I just read you some of the titles out of one section of my book called Jesus the Pattern. Jesus beyond the limitations of humanity. And I invite you to also, and to see the intangible with the eyes of your love. I've expressed so many things about Meonics and the love of one and becoming one. John 17. Jesus prayed that we all might be one. One what? One mind. If you don't think you can do the things that Jesus did, you can't. But then if you say you can and you can't seem to accomplish it, how do you learn to accomplish it? We think our eyes give us sight. Our eyes give us sight in a limited 3D world. But there's more to the story. There's more to our existence. There's more to the seed. There's more to the word. There's more to the energy behind the words. You see, words accompany something. Or does something accompany words? How do you receive a word? What we call a word. Through this ambient air. A set of particles. A set of waves. Amplitude, frequency. That is encoded with certain information that we then supposedly hear with our ear and decode it according to how the settings are set in what we call between our two ears the Enigma machine. Oh, some call it a brain. Right. It's an Enigma machine. Do you know what the Enigma machine was? Who developed when it was used? A cipher, decipher, crypt, encrypt, decrypt. Ha. I suggest to you the brain is an Enigma machine. There are many versions of the Enigma machine, and the Enigma machine has a number of settings, finite settings. That uses your power to compute you, to create you in your own image and what you think of you as you. You see, most of every molecule is, there's nothing there. It's empty. And yet we're all made of molecules. They spin. Dipolar, magnetized. Do you not think this is spiritual? Or do you not need spiritual terms and religious stories to define you anymore? Are you willing to see the power of your presence? And what you speak contains junk DNA or DNA that actually computes something within you. Is your motive accompanied by words? Are your words accompanied by your motive in speaking them? You see, if I say, think about how people can say the same words and mean the opposite of what we think they're saying. Because what's their motive? Somebody can say, I love you. And they love that creates freedom, that creates unconditional freedom. But many use that term to allure. To draw somebody in. To be coerced, condemned, convinced, to think like who said it. Most love stinks. Because its motive is control. It gives you a list of demands, commands. And if you don't comply, whoa, God can become Satan. Or the lover becomes the abuser. The one you look to for joy creates your hell. We must render this powerless. The concept of patriarchy, the concept of God keeping a list, critique, always there, keeping you a list of all your sins, whatever they are, whoever created the list. Unconditional love doesn't even create a list of sins because there's no sin. Without law, without the list of laws, you don't break the law. Why do you need all that? There's so many pictures I love, but I like this one. I like so many of them. Where I show you this for you to freedom be in your shoes. Whether you wear red ones or yellow ones, or whether you have red ones to walk on the yellow brick road, you begin to see. You begin to distinguish. And you begin to walk out of the power that this has over you. All the conditions, all the commandments, all the authority of man, all the authority of God Most High, the ineffable, the unknowable, the creator of all creation. has no power over you unless you let it. Let there be light this day. Let there be light in you about these things I speak of. Let there be love. Let there be love in you enough to love you first, to love you directly, to love you in your mirror. No more condemning you, keeping you out of the creativity of your own creation, to now see that you are the creator and you have the power to recreate you. These words have power that I share with you to evoke something, emote love, to evoke love, to seed love, so that you begin to love you first in your mirror, not as a separation, not as a separate creation from love, but beginning to even differentiate what God is from what unconditional love is, to see the difference and to see you and realize the list of commands that anybody gives you cannot control you ultimately. See, we're coming in to the new birth, finally understanding the new birth to be a newborn, a born again. Not by saying a little prayer, but becoming a new creation, by flowing the word, the allegory, the understanding, the nouns, the pronouns, the verbs and adverbs, the diction, syntax, grammar, parlance, vernacular, in your dialect, in your way of understanding with your vocabulary, associating, disassociating now, creating patterns of light that do not destroy you, but create you anew, no longer located in this dilocality or located, spun by dipoles, magnetic no more. Words are magnetic. You think people are attractive? Attraction, the law of attraction, the law of one. Law. Where's the love? In the story of the prodigal son returning that I mentioned over and over and over, day after day, so many of these things, multiple ways, giving you multiple ideas and ways to think about these things for you to think about them. Not for you to be cast in the way that I am thinking, but to evoke, to empower your creativity, to ask the right questions, and be no more fearful about flowing love, flowing truth, unconditional love for you, unconditional love. Faith not needed. Faith abolished. Faith, what? Some of these pictures I've shown you dozens of times. See the real you, the light bodied you, you the body of light, that your flesh body no more incarcerates. Move around in your mind. Limber up your mind. Become the nimble mind, so that it's no more fallow ground. You're no more a farm for others to cultivate their thoughts in you. You're no longer a donkey, a concubine, a robot. You're no longer a programmable machine. You see, there's a point in time, if you're willing, to see that this enigma machine between your ears no more rules you. where you begin to sow your dress of light. See your beauty. Understand your power. Become the Creator's creator. Thank you for listening, sharing this time. Sometimes I feel like it's futile to keep recording, sharing. But I love. There's coming a time when love is not silent, and love is no longer in the grave, and love is no more controlled by you who want to control it. There's coming a time, and that time is now. You are not limited to the molecular you. You are not limited to the words of man. You are not limited to the philosophical philosophies of ancient words or current pundits, court jesters, preachers, prophets. I ask you to come into your beauty, your power. I'm asking you to love, and denounce it no more. I'm asking you to unconditionally love you and to allow you to see your power, grace, and beauty. A new race where these words don't take hold of you. These words that I share empower you, embolden you to see a new you. You're the mother, not separate than the Father, not separate from the new creation. The real embodiment of you is unlimited, infinite, interdimensional, eternal. This is a school to operate beyond earth, beyond your body, beyond your thinking, beyond your mind. To become not separate from the mind of unconditional love of all creation, creating it again. I go now. I love you. Have a good day. You know how to reach me. I don't know when I record again. I might write more, post, record more today. And it may be days. I don't know. There's so much I don't know. I know so much. But the more you know, the more vast you realize your kingdom is. Your ability, your creative power, love. Love each other. See what you can create this day in love. Love each other. Turn a lot of thinking around. Begin to actively, physically determine to let go of any grudge, all grudge, every hurt, every wound, every despicable moment where people have despised you that you still remember. You don't need to dredge them up and remember them to let them go. I don't recommend dredging all up the past. But every time a thought comes from the past to remind you of a hurt, wound, a pain, develop a response system, however you want to. Mine was, I forgive me and I forgive you. And I said those two phrases together many, many times. Occasionally still do. Okay. My email address is theodoreureka@gmail.com, theodorcottingham.com. Be not separate from your own creation any longer. See the one and become it. Write me. Write these words. Open to flow yours. Be putrid no more to you or each other. Give people beauty for their ashes. What's that? Out of Isaiah. I studied the book of Isaiah a lot. I studied the New Covenant a lot. I studied the words in red a lot. The revelation of the real is that you're it. You're the creator and the creation. Don't you remember Jesus talking about I and my Father are one? Don't you remember him telling the disciples, if you've seen me, you've seen my Father? The creator and creation are one. No matter what you think we have devolved into or evolved from, I'm creating a new me, one that does not need breath in my nostrils or my name to be on any payroll. I will not be limited to my mind, my brain, my enigma machine. I know who love is. I met the unconditional one that with open arms teaches me day by day like this and has for years. I love you. I go now. Wear a life. Be the energy that creates the freedom all around you. creating your womb to deliver your freedom and be it that looks like you. You know how to reach me. You know where I am. In Eureka Springs, Arkansas for now, for the moment. TheodoreCottingham.com. Be the real you.